Alright there my peeps, this is Santino versus Antonio Cesaro, the prediction game video for the match you're going to see this Sunday. It's going to be on the pre-show though, so 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. You can watch this match on WWE's YouTube channel, but for now I'm going to give you guys my prediction for the matchup, go over these two guys, and what I expect from the match. So, like I said in the official prediction game video of Brock Lesnar vs Triple H Part 1, I think Antonio Cesaro is going to win this match. Now, why is he going to win this match? Well, I'll talk about that right now. So Antonio is now involved in this feud with Santino, and in the first pre-show match, that's actually not just thrown together, because if you look at the previous, pre-show matches, they're all just random matchups, two random guys paired together for just regular matches or non-title matches, apart maybe from Kane versus Zack Ryder. While that was kind of thrown together at the last second, at the last moment, as a pre-show match, these two guys, Kane and Zack Ryder, actually had history. Kane took out Ryder, he put him in a wheelchair, chokeslammed him, threw him off the stage in his wheelchair and stuff like that. So there was a reason behind the matchup, even though Zack Ryder hadn't gotten his revenge against Kane in a while, and just out of nowhere they booked this matchup at Over the Limit. But this one, actually, they've kind of worked on it. You had Antonio Cesaro vs Santino on Smackdown in a non-title match, which Antonio Cesaro won, and then they had another non-title match, which Antonio Cesaro won once again. So Antonio Cesaro has got 2 victories over the United States champion Santino, which is the reason for this, title match. Now, it isn't exactly the best build-up or the best feud for a matchup, because, yes, even though they kind of have history now because of the non-title matches, really, there haven't been any promos between the two or anything like that. It's just 2 non-title matches. Antonio versus Santino twice. Antonio wins both of them. So it's pretty, they, build this feud pretty quickly, not putting too much effort into it from what it seems. But nonetheless, we got Antonio versus Santino, title match. Now, Santino's been holding on to the championship for a long time now. He won the title back in March, just before WrestleMania. So he's had this championship for about 5 months now. So that's a long period of time. Now, it isn't as long as CM Punk's reign, but it feels longer for some reason. Well, actually, CM Punk's reign is longer, like I said, but for some reason, this reign feels just much longer than 5 months. I'm thinking it's because Santino hasn't been defending the championship so much. The championship hasn't really been the focus when Santino's on TV. Most of the time right now when Santino's on TV, he's just putting somebody over, or, getting squashed by somebody. Recently, Del Rio's been beating Santino up, and in this case, Antonio Cesaro's been beating Santino up on Smackdown. So he's been getting beat by both Del Rio and Antonio Cesaro. But he hasn't, like I said, defended the championship, that much. For a guy that's been holding on to the championship for 5 months, he's had so few title defenses. CM Punk, on the other hand, he's defending the championship every single pay-per-view, and also sometimes on Raw. Well, Raw 1000, he defended the championship then. Santino really hasn't been doing much with the United States Championship. He hasn't done much for the title to make it look good or important. The last United States champion to actually, defend the title on a regular basis, make it seem like it's an important championship, was Dolph Ziggler. Ziggler was a good United States champion. He defended the title on a regular basis. Like I said, the title seemed important when he held it. Now, Santino, on the other hand, really, like I said, the focus is not on the United States Championship when he's on TV, and he hasn't been really defending it on a regular basis. So, although I am, a fan of Santino to some extent, I'm not a fan of him as United States Champion. Although I will say I was a fan of Santino when he was the IC Champion. I don't think it was his first reign, but that reign when he was with Beth Phoenix, and he had the whole honkometer thing going on, where he was trying to become the longest reigning IC champion, and like every single week on Raw, he had this meter, to demonstrate how close he is to reaching that goal of becoming the longest reigning IC champion. And, it was called a honkometer because the longest reigning IC champion was and still is the Honky Tonk Man. Speaking of the IC title, Cody, when he held the IC title, that was a great reign. He defended the title against top guys, legends like Booker T and stuff like that, and retained the championship. So that was a good IC title reign. But as far as Santino holding, a mid-card championship or a secondary championship like the US title or IC title, unless it's like that, like I said, that honkometer type, reign, I'm not really interested in that. I mean, I was kind of interested when he first won the United States Championship, but that's because he won it off Jack Swagger. And I don't like I'm not a fan of Jack Swagger. I find Jack Swagger boring, unless maybe they change his gimmick or just do something with him. But right now, I'm not, a fan of Jack Swagger. He bores me, so him winning the United States Championship off Jack Swagger meant that Jack Swagger was no longer the US champion, which I was happy about. But for a couple of months now, just Santino's reign has been pretty terrible, So Antonio Cesaro, if he wins the championship, should be I'm not gonna say it should be a good reign because we never know. Maybe he's gonna be no better than Santino. Maybe they're gonna have him, rarely defend the championship. Although I doubt it because, he debuted not too long ago, and I'm pretty sure they want to feature him on TV and start, I guess, building him up. So if he wins the championship, I assume, he's gonna be defending it on a regular basis, or maybe just on pay-per-views or something like that. But definitely more title defenses than Santino. But I will say this, though. I'd much prefer Damien Sandow get Antonio Cesaro's spot at SummerSlam. I'd love to see Damien Sandow win the United States Championship off Santino. I just want to see Damien Sandow as a champion. Give him the United States Championship, the IC Championship. Well, I was going to say the world title, but it's kind of too soon for that. But yeah, I'd like to see Damien Sandow as champion. I would have preferred him, being champion over Antonio Cesaro and win the championship this Sunday. Now, if Antonio wins, I don't know how long he's going to hold on to the championship, so I don't know if Damien Sandow is going to win the United States Championship anytime soon, because I would imagine they wouldn't have Damien Sandow take the championship off another mid-card heel. I would imagine they'd have him win the championship off some face, like maybe Rey Mysterio if he wins this match against The Miz, which I could possibly see happening, but I'm not going to go into too much detail into that. But yeah, man, make Damien Sandow a champion. Have him hold the United States Championship, IC Championship, but I guess that's not going to happen, at least not now. For now, I think Antonio Cesaro is going to be our new United States Champion after SummerSlam. So we'll see how that goes. We'll see how long he's going to hold on to the championship, if he even wins it. Maybe Santino is going to win this match. Who knows? But I'm thinking it's going to be the first pre-show match with a title change. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, you can click that like button. With that said, I'm out. See ya.